Morning, everyone. Today we're going to be doing the very last section here for chapter 2. We're going to continue on with 2.5. Now we're on day 2, which is solving these compound inequalities. Okay, so on Friday we went all through, I misspelled inequalities. So on Friday, we went through, okay, what is a compound inequality? How does this and or work when we're talking about a compound inequality? How do we graph them? And so now we're going to get into how do we actually go through and solve these compound inequalities. So first off, you kind of need to identify, here, I'm on page 52, by the way, in the student journal. First off, you need to kind of decide, is it an and or an or inequality? Okay, so or is pretty easy to identify. You still have the or here in your inequality. And for our and inequalities, it's all normally in that one piece together. So in order to solve these out, we need to go in and kind of split them up. Okay, so I have this 4 is less than x minus 3, which is less than or equal to 7. So the first thing I need to do to solve this out is I'm going to split this into 4 is less than x minus 3. Okay, I'm going to split it into 2 chunks like this. I've got this chunk and I've got this chunk. Okay, so I've also got x minus 3 is less than or equal to 7. I'm going to solve it as 2 separate inequalities and then bring them back together at the end. That's normally the easiest way to solve these out. All right, so I'm going to add 3 here to both sides. I get 7 is less than x. Okay, add 3 to both sides here. I get x is less than or equal to 10. All right, so then at the very end, I want to go back and go ahead and combine these inequalities. So here I can say 7 is less than x. Okay, and then x is less than or equal to 10. Right, which I can go through and graph. So I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll just number these. So I know, okay, I'm going to have an open circle and a closed circle for my compound inequality here. So open circle here at 7, closed circle because I'm including 10. Right, and x is in between these 2 values. This is an and compound inequality, so I'm shading in the area in between my 2 values. Okay, it's higher than 7, but less than or equal to 10. All right. Let's look at an or inequality. Let's look here at number 8. Okay. The or inequalities, I think, are a little bit easier because you don't have to go through the process of splitting them up and then joining them back together at the end. They're already split up. Or inequalities are always separate from each other. So really all you have to do is solve each one. All right, so I've got z plus 4 is less than 2, or negative 3z is less than negative 27. On this one, I'm going to subtract 4 from each side, and I get z is less than negative 2. Over here, I'm dividing out this negative 3, so that should set off that alarm bell in my head. Okay, dividing or multiplying by a negative. I know I need to flip my sign before I do anything else. Okay, and then I've got this z is greater than 9. Okay, so z is less than negative 2, or z is greater than 9. Okay, so I know both of these. I've got open circles, so let's do negative 2, 1, 0. Oh, I'm going to run out of room if I do it that way. Is this enough? -2. I'm still going to run out of room. All right. If you've got numbers that are somewhat far apart, you can just say this is -2 and this is 9. All right. Both of them are open circles. And this is an or, so you know they were going to be pointing away from each other, but look at each one of these. Okay, z is less than -2. That makes sense. I'm going this way on my graph. Okay, and then z is greater than 9, so I'm going up this way. And there's my or compound inequality. Okay. You could work on 7 and 9 if you wanted some extra practice, or you can go ahead and get started on the 2.5 day 2 assignment, which is your last homework for chapter 2. Make sure you get all of those done. Remember, your absolute last deadline for all of your assignments for this chapter is October 20th. That's a Tuesday. Okay, so make sure you get everything done before then, and I will see you guys tomorrow.